I've heard from a number of whistleblowers, specifically military pilots, that the reason for not coming forward publicly is out of fear that speaking out would cost them their flight status and potentially their careers.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Goodrich Chronicles. I am your host, Anthony Goodrich, and today I'm excited about this video because I have been knowing about this ever since I was a kid. I have been believing in this ever since I was a kid. UFOs, yes, they are among us. They have been. And I have talked to so many people about this, and every time I do, they look at me like I got two heads, as if I'm an alien. I'm like, what? People, come on now. There are other life forms out there. How could you possibly think that we're the only, for one, the only life form in existence, two, intelligent life form in existence? How could you possibly think that? And I got the proof. Thanks to your president, Donald Trump. Yep, thanks to him, he has confirmed everything that I've already known, because there are so many videos out there proving that there are UFOs flying around in our hood. Yes, sir. From Yemen to Israel to the U.S., they're everywhere. I got the proof. I come with the receipts, and I'm excited to show it to you. Check out this video.
This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
We have heard from a number of whistleblowers, specifically military pilots, that the reason for not coming forward publicly is out of fear that speaking out would cost them their flight status and potentially their careers. This is unacceptable. We cannot protect our airspaces if our best trained observers are silenced. We cannot advance science if we refuse to ask questions. And we cannot maintain trust in government if we keep the American people in the dark.
I'm here today because the American people have both the right and the responsibility to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomenon. That truth remains hidden, classified and silenced by fear, retaliation, stigma, and confusion. Today, we are here to help break that silence. Between 2003 and 2005, 5 UAP incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national security priority. At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. These were historic launches. These facilities were vital, and they were repeatedly visited by UAP. The incursions began on October 14, 2003. When Boeing contractors reported a massive glowing red square silently hovering over 2 missile defense sites. After several minutes, it drifted further east onto the base and vanished over the hills. This event, now known as the Vandenberg Red Square, was referenced by Representative Luna at the first hearing on this topic. Official Air Force records of this event are in possession by Aero and the FBI. Later that night, while I was on duty, security guards at a critical launch site reported a bright, fast-moving object over the ocean. I responded to the incident. Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us, it's coming right for us, and now it's right here." Moments later, I heard them say that it had shot off and was gone. About a week later, another patrol reported a light over the ocean, behaving erratically. Believing it might be an unannounced aircraft, they declared an emergency, and an armed response force responded. Before the forces could arrive, the object descended and either landed or hovered on our flight line, and then took off again at impossible speed. The witnesses to this event were threatened and intimidated afterward. They were told to keep quiet and think about what they were reporting. After that, things did get quiet until about 2005, when another patrol reported a massive triangular craft larger than a C-130 silently floating over the installation. He watched it for a few minutes. It traveled west and disappeared into the night. And then I had my own encounter, again in 2005. I was off duty, sitting in my backyard with two other police officers when we noticed what first appeared to be a satellite in orbit, but it wasn't acting like a satellite. The light was strange, it was pulsing, and then it started to maneuver. It dropped in elevation. At times it would vanish from view and reappear in a different location in the sky, and eventually it reappeared 200 feet over my house. It was a 30-foot diameter sphere of light. My friends and I watched it for a moment, and then it gently accelerated and traveled up and disappeared into the stars. These events profoundly changed my life and the lives of my friends. We stand at a pivotal moment in history. The question is no longer whether these events are real, but whether we have the courage to face them.
On the evening of February 15th, 2023, at approximately 19:15 PST, in the Whiskey 291 warning area off the coast of Southern California, I was serving on board USS Jackson. A self-luminous tic-tac-shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with three other similar objects. The four then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized, near instantaneous acceleration. I observed no sonic boom and no conventional propulsion signatures. No exhaust plume, no control surface articulation on the Sapphire image system. Shortly after the synchronized departure, radar tracks dropped. From my experience operating in this region over many years, and consistent with our public characterized encounters, unidentified objects reoccur in United States operation areas off Southern California. That fact alone does not tell us what they are, but it does argue the systematic stigma-free reporting and for the preservation of sensor data so analysts can evaluate safe and intelligence implications with rigor. Reporting without stigma, protection without retribution. Sailors need to know that reporting UAP encounters will not harm their careers.
From 2011 to 2013, I was stationed at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, conducting 24-hour operations via manned and unmanned aerial vehicles for Special Operations Forces in the global war on terror. During the summer of 2012, my team was on standby for weather, and I returned to my barracks on base, and at approximately 01:30, I saw an approximately 100-foot equilateral triangle take off from near the NASA hangar on the base. The craft interfered with my telephone, did not have any sound, and the material it was made of appeared fluid or dynamic. I was under this triangular craft for a few minutes, and then it rapidly ascended to commercial jet level in seconds, displaying zero kinetic disturbance, sound, or wind displacement. Some years after that experience, I was further exposed to classified information from the UAP legacy crash retrieval program through a sensitive position I held within a special access program. During this time, intelligence officers approached me in fear for their own careers, citing misconduct within these programs and similar retaliation that I was already enduring at this time.
I want to cue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe, this was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. That you cannot see that drone, and so I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. This is when it zoomed out. So So you can still see it traveling.
I told you I had the receipts. I told you. That was a Hellcat missile. They fired a Hellcat missile at the UFO. It bounces off the UFO, but as you can see, the UFO shattered into pieces and then regrouped and took off. What the hell was that all about? That was crazy. Did you see that? If you didn't see it, you got to rewind it. You got to rewind it. That blew my mind. The missile hit it, bounced off of it, broke into pieces, and then regrouped, and it took off. Unbelievable. That's crazy to me. I just get so excited when it comes to UFOs and other life forms other than ours. You know what I mean? It blows me away. I am just dying to know what you guys think. Who and who does not believe what we just saw? Or who and who does not believe in UFOs? Come on now. Let me know. If you think this is just a crock of shit, tell me. If you know that this is, or if you believe that this is real and in existence, tell me that too. I would love to know your thoughts. This is just something I had to share with you. I had to. And you know what else makes this authentic? It didn't just happen to white people. No, it didn't just happen to white people. All these years, I've always thought and heard, why is it only happening to white people? You ain't seen no black people whatsoever. But you have today. You got first-hand account from a black man who encountered a UFO. Now, I know it's real, because you always hear white people this, white people that. They're the only ones that see UFOs. They're the only ones that get abducted by aliens. Well, it's been changed. Black man encounters UFO. Good Lord. That's news within itself. Doesn't that make you excited to know that there are other life forms out there other than just us? And I tell you, I've always thought about, what would I do if I was approached by an alien? If I was like, hey, have the opportunity to go, would I go? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'd go. I'd prepare myself for the worst and for the best, just to see what happened. Because I got God on my side, so I'm not worried about anything else. Everything else is just physical. You know what I mean? So yeah, bring it. Bring it. I want to see what you got, how life is for other beings, especially when your technology is way more advanced than ours. Now, you heard closely. If you listen, you heard that guy say that one of the spaceships above the water took off with no wind propulsion. That means that the water was still and calm. It didn't disturb the air around it, and it just took off in a flash. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I was a kid, I was 14 years old, and I had the same description of what you just heard from one of these other guys, right? And I was outside. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and my friends were outside playing in LA. It was nice and warm. Never will forget it. And I saw this beam of light, beam of light. It was really, really high up in the sky. And I was just looking at it because it was odd. There were stars. The sky was clear, but this was like a circle beam of light. And in LA, sometimes car dealerships have these lights that they flash up into the sky that look like circles, but they're followed with a beam, and you can see the beam all the way to the ground that emanates to the sky, right? No, this wasn't that. This was a ball light up in the sky, and it moved into a triangle shape. It would go to one, it would be in one spot, and then move down, and then move to the other side till it formed a triangle, but it was just one light but it was moving super fast when it did it. I was like, whoa. When I first saw it, I was just tripping. And then I pointed out to my friends, and they saw it, right? And then that lasted like maybe, I'd say probably a minute and a half that went on for. And then it just took off in the middle. It just shot off really, really quick. Like the video you just saw where the plane was following the UFO. And then all of a sudden it just took off at an impressive speed. That's what I saw at 14. I know that's what I saw. And this just confirmed it. So I would love to know what it is like for other beings elsewhere. Hell yeah, I would go. Now, I used to have flying dreams when I was a kid, and I was always so fascinated by that. Flying around, and in fact, I was dreaming, I was a baby, right? A baby in a spaceship flying around. That's the dream I had. Crazy. And I remember playing this day, and it was fun. I was happy, it was exciting, and now I get to see that there are actual real life UFOs. I ain't gonna say here on Earth, but they come down to Earth, right? But in our universe, in this world, they are here. Yeah. Wow, that just makes me so excited. In fact, I'm gonna start digging into some more videos and more stories, you know, and wow. I'll bring another video. If I get a good, you know, reaction behind this one, I'm going to do another one about it because I think this is very, very exciting. Everybody should know about this. And there are so many doubters that they can't doubt anymore. There's no way you can doubt anymore. The proof is in the pudding. And I got the receipts thanks to your president, Donald Trump. Right? All right. Well, anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend some time with me, and for that, I will always be grateful. Also, I just hit 119 subscribers. Did you hear what I just said? I just hit 119 subscribers, and I am very, very excited about that. That makes me happy. I appreciate you all for bringing me to that plateau, and I just want to keep climbing. I want to grow, and let's go. Let's get more. You know, I do this video because I like bringing information to everyone that wants to see it, and it's not just everyday ordinary news. It's different stuff, some pretty wild, bizarre stuff. You know. So, anyways, I do it because I enjoy doing it. And I like when people give me a reaction that they either subscribe or leave a comment or maybe even like the video. You know. So, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. And until the next time, and in the meantime and in between time, Anthony Goodrich is signing off.